Hello everybody. So let's start with another question again on this page on a stratascratch. This time I have again chosen Python free questions, and the difficulty level this time I have taken is medium, right? And out of the list this time I'm going to pick, this is something which we have already attempted, this is already attempted, this one. So this one, let's go ahead and pick that. So over here, let's read the question. Here it says we need to find the acceptance rate by date. So on Facebook, this is Facebook question, meta or Facebook question, right? So on Facebook we send the friend request, and over here what it primarily wants you to find is whatever friend requests that you send on daily basis, how many of them are getting selected, and use that to calculate the acceptance rate, right? So let's say you send 10 requests on a particular day. Out of that, 5 are selected, 5 are accepted, so the acceptance rate is 50%. That's exactly what you need to calculate by date. So there will be a little catch into it. Let's go through the question and try to understand that. Here it says, what is the overall friend acceptance rate by date? Your output should have the rate of acceptance by the date the request was sent, right? So let's complete the question, then I'll explain you the data in detail. Order by the earliest date to latest date. So after calculating the acceptance rate, we just need to sort them by the date. Then over here it explains, assume that each friend request starts by a user sending, right? So friend request usually starts when we send the request, okay? So that gets captured, sender's ID gets captured into the user ID sender, and acceptor, the person who is accepting it, his or her ID gets captured into the user ID receiver, right? And action, when you send, there will be one action column, into that the value sent will be captured, and when that request is accepted, in the same column the action will be captured as accepted. Let me give you a view of the data. For example, you see over here the data is, right? So what you need to do is you need to find the acceptance rate by date. This does not mean that you might get an understanding. Let's say that this is the data, and you simply take the count by each of the date. You simply take the count of sent and accepted by each of that, something like this. So here you see on 4th there are 4 sent, 0 accepted, 3 sent, 1 accepted on 6th, and you simply calculate the percentage. No, this is not how it's gonna work, because if you see the answer which it is expecting, expected output, it's something different what we got, right? Something like this. So it's not that case. What exactly it is trying to say is, let's say this is 4th, all right? Let me take pen from here and try to draw this to help you understand. So let's say this is 4th, right? On 4th this request has been sent. So you need to figure out whether this request was accepted or not. So how would you know that? Check out its sender ID and receiver ID, okay? So this is the user who sent it, and this is the user whom the request was sent. Now again we need to find the another entry for this combination, okay? So if you see, that is just over here, all right? So it's just over here, just below that, but the date is different, which is on 6th of Jan, right? So you need to see, you need to pick all those requests which were sent on a particular date, and then you need to track whether those were accepted or not. What is the solution? How are you going to solve that? So the solution is, this is the data. So let's take one example. Let's pick all those requests which were sent on 4th. These are all those requests. Let's see whether this was accepted or not. So you see there are 2 entry for this sender and receiver combination, right? Then you see for this also there are 2 entries, which means it got accepted, right? Then again there are 2 entry for this sender and receiver combination, right? This is receiver and this is sender. Please don't get confused with these 2 selection, okay? Now if you have a look on this combination, there is only 1 entry, there isn't the other entry. So which means we can say that on 4th there were 4 requests sent, but out of them only 3 were accepted. 4th was not accepted. So the acceptance rate will be 3 by 4. How to solve this? So for that, what you're going to do is, this is the data, you split that into 2 parts basis on the action. First part will be sent, then second one will be accepted. Once this two set of this data is created, the next thing which we're gonna do is combine them together, means merge it side by side. Okay, so now what you see over here is this is the standard column, right? This is the date when the request was sent, and then the sent action which was captured initially, that is over here, and then the accepted date is captured over here, and accepted action is captured over here. Now you take summary of this, something like this. So what you see is this is the date. On that day 4 requests were sent, and out of that 3 were accepted. Okay, on 6th 3 were sent, 2 were accepted. Now you calculate the percentage, so you get 75% for 4th Jan and 66% on 6th Jan, which is exactly the same what is accepted over here. You see over here, right? So let's just go ahead and try to solve this. So I just hope that you have understood the question. Now let me take you to the Jupyter notebook and try to help you solve this thing. So here is the data that we have got. Now how do we split this data? First we will start with splitting the data. So to split the data, what we're gonna do is, let's say sent data, right? And for that I'm going to choose, this is Facebook data, and on the data I'm going to query, and in the query I'm going to say action equals to sent, and then let's see, sent data is available over here. Next I'm going to accepted, create the data set for accepted, and into that I'm going to query action equals to accepted. Let's see, so here is what we got. Now we need to merge both of these two tables basis on sender user ID and receiver user ID, right? So I'm going to say combined equals to, let's say sent dot merge, and here I'm going to say accepted. Okay, say this is the data frame which I am choosing, the bigger one when the request was sent, and the accepted one I'm trying to merge with that, right? The columns which I want to use for merging are, let's say user ID sender, and then the next one which I want to say user ID receiver. All right, then how I want to join? So I want to do the left join, because see, whatever requests which have been sent, out of them we need to check what all are those which have been accepted, right? So that's why I need to do left join. So let's just try and see how the data looks like. All right, we got this data. If you want, you can just change this suffix. I'm going to live with this for now, right? Now the next thing which we're gonna do is we need to take the summary of this data, okay, by date. So let's just do that. Combine dot pivot table, and into that we need to use index. In index we want to use date x. Date x is nothing but the date when the request was sent. Then on values, the columns on which we want to perform the calculation, so those will be action underscore x. Action underscore x means how many were sent. Then those where it says accepted, okay. And then the kind of aggregation which we want to do is we want to simply take count. Here is what we got, okay. So date x equals to action x, action y. X and y is nothing but action accepted, okay. Now I want to do reset index. Done. Next thing which we need to do is calculate the percentage. How can we do that? So let me put this on in summary table, and then over here into this I'm going to create rate, acceptance rate, and for that we don't need to do much. action y divided by action x. Simple. Summary dot action underscore y divided by summary dot action underscore x. So x is nothing but the sent count and y is nothing but the accepted count. Okay, so now when we do this, let's see what is it that we're gonna get. Let me print the summary over here. Yeah, we got this, but in answer it is accepted, it is expected to have only 2 columns. So let's put that, those 2 columns only. The acceptance rate, let's print that. Oops, there is just one change which we need to put. Why did I do this? This one. Yeah, we got this. All right, so this is solved. Now the next thing which we're gonna do is we're gonna put this into the portal and see if the question, if the solution is right or not. Okay, so let's just go over here and I'm going to change this. I'm going to say fp equals to this, and let's just copy paste the code here. I'm going to take this, then this. You might like to skip this or maybe fast forward this. Then here we are doing the joinings, and after making the joins, all that we need to do is do the do the aggregation and calculate the percentage. All right, so this is done. Now let's just try to check the solution. Yeah, solved. It says this is correct. You see, bingo, we solved this question. So just in case if you get any doubt, put that into the comment section. I'll definitely try to help you out. If you like it, give a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And for our motivation purpose, do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks once again.